Hi, welcome to Bedtime Stories with Danyah and Guests. And tonight I'm absolutely thrilled and delighted to be welcoming a very, very special guest to this series. It's international storyteller Jan Blake, and she's going to share a story with us tonight. I'm so thrilled. But before that, I want to welcome all those people who haven't joined us before and all of our friends who keep coming back week after week. I want to say a very big hello to Bram and Davy from Somerset, Ewan, Fionn and their teddies, to Dexter, Ida, Judy, Susan, Paul and Giselle. It's lovely to see you again. And our riddle from Thursday, the answer to our riddle is fire. There won't be a riddle at the end of this story, but we will share a riddle with you, Sophie and I, the next time we're here together. So, we're very, very excited. Snuggle up, snuggle down for a very special story. Thanks, Jan.
Hello, my name is Jan Blake and I'm a storyteller, and I'm going to tell you bedtime stories. That's why I've got my pyjamas on already. Even though it's really difficult to get to sleep when the sun's still shining outside, it's still bedtime. So I'm going to tell you a story about a character that you may have heard of. He's a spider, sometimes he's a man. He's very greedy, he's very lazy, very, very clever, and he's very tricky. And his name is Anansi. And this story is about Anansi, the birthday party, and the magic drop. Now, once upon a time, there was a girl called Aisha. It was Aisha's birthday. And apart from getting presents, what else do people want to do on their birthday? Celebrate, of course. And Aisha, she was going to have a party. She was going to invite all her friends, all her animal friends, all her human friends. But there was one person she did not want to come to the party, and that was, you guessed it, Anansi. Why? Because he was so greedy. Because whenever he went to parties, Anansi, he would use all his 8 legs and he would grab all the food and stuff it all into his mouth. So Aisha, she said, no, Mummy, I don't care. He's not coming. And her mother said, but you can't invite everybody and not invite him. She said, no, I don't care. He's not coming. And she sent a message out to all her friends, all her animal friends and all her human friends. She said, tell them, party at Aisha's, don't tell Anansi. Party at Aisha's, don't tell Anansi. Party at Aisha's, don't tell Anansi. And all the animals and all the human friends, they spread that message. The problem was, somebody did tell Anansi. It was Sister Cow. She didn't mean to say it, it was just that she was forgetful sometimes. And when she saw Anansi, and because she liked Anansi, the first thing she said was, hey Anansi, are you coming to Aisha's party? It's tonight. There's going to be lots of food, lots of dancing, lots of eating, but don't tell Anansi. It was too late. The cat was out of the bag. Anansi knew that Aisha had not invited him to her party, and he was so angry. He was so upset. How could she, he said. How could she? I'm going to pay her back for this. Now, as the time for the party drew near, Anansi knew that Aisha's mother would need water to cook the food. So what he did was he hid by the river. He hid in some bushes by the river and he waited. Up at the house, Aisha's mother sent Aisha's big sister. She said, go to the river and fetch some water so I can start cooking. So the big sister, she took a big bowl called a calabash bowl and she went down to the river. And as she dipped a calabash bowl in the water, Anansi began to play his magic drum. And he sang, pigeon do me so Congo ayere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo ayere Congo. Poor Aisha's sister, she couldn't help it. As soon as she heard the drum, she started to dance. She moved her feet, she moved her legs, she moved her body, she moved her arms, she moved her head. She didn't want to, she just couldn't help it. It was the magic drum. And when Anansi stopped, she froze. Back at the house, Aisha's mother was waiting for that water. And she said, what? She said to the next big sister, she said, go and find out what's going on with your sister. I sent her for water ages ago. We need to get going with the party. Yes, Mummy, she said. And she took her calabash bowl and she went down to the river. And when she got there, she saw her sister, frozen. She said, what are you doing? Stop messing around. Mummy's waiting for the water. I'm going to tell Mummy. All right, then I'll get the water. And so the second big sister, she took her calabash bowl, she dipped it into the water, and as soon as she did, Anansi started to play. Pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo. She couldn't help it, just like her big sister. Her feet began to move, her legs began to move, her body began to move, her arms began to move, her head began to move, and then Anansi stopped. And when Anansi stopped, she froze, just like her sister. Back at the house, Aisha's mother was waiting for the water. She said, but what's wrong with these girls? She said, Aisha, I know it's your birthday. I'm sorry. I don't want you to have to go and do any work on your birthday. You should be relaxing. But can you go and find out what's happening with your sisters? Yes, Mummy, said Aisha. And she took her calabash bowl and she went down the hill and she found both her sisters frozen. Aisha said, are you playing a trick on me because it's my birthday? What's wrong with you both? Why aren't you moving? But it's my birthday, you're not supposed to play tricks on me. I'm going to tell Mummy. Right, I'm going to tell Mummy, I'm going to get the water for my birthday food, and then I'm going to tell Mummy what you did, and she's going to tell you off. And she took her calabash bowl, and she dipped her calabash bowl in the water. Well, of course, you know what happened. Pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo. Poor Aisha, just like her sisters, her feet began to move, then her legs began to move, and then her body began to move, and her arms began to move, and her head began to move, and she didn't want to. Her sister didn't want to either, but she just couldn't stop. And because it was her birthday, and because she's the one who didn't invite him, Anansi played faster. Pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo. Poor Aisha, she was dancing faster and faster and faster, and then when Anansi saw that she was sweating, he stopped, and Aisha froze. Back at the house, Mummy was still waiting. She said, but what's wrong with these girls? They know there's a party. They know the guests are coming. They know I need the water. They know I can't start cooking without the water. Where are they? She waited a bit longer. She paced up and down in the kitchen. She waited a little bit longer. Then she said, right, I'm going to have to go and sort this out myself. And she took her big calabash bowl and she went down the hill and she walked to the river and she saw her 3 daughters standing there. But Aisha, she looked exhausted. The mother said, now girls, I don't know what game this is, but there's no time. We have to get the food ready for the party. Let's go. Neither of them moved. She said, right, well, if you want to play games, fine. I've got some cooking to do. We have guests coming. And she took her big calabash bowl and she started to dip it into the water. And Anansi began to play. Pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo, pigeon do me so Congo aere Congo. Thing was, No matter how powerful Anansi's magic was, a mother's magic is more powerful than any magic. And when Aisha's mother heard that drumming and heard that singing, she knew exactly who it was. She said, Anansi, come out here. Anansi just kept playing. 4 shilling day, 4 shilling day, 4 shilling day. She said, Anansi, come out here. 4 shilling day, 4. She said, Anansi, your magic won't work on me. Come out here now. Anansi put down his magical drum. And he came out from behind the bushes and he stood in front of Aisha's mother like this. Aisha's mother said, Anansi, it's Aisha's birthday. Why would you play this trick on her today? I don't understand. Why would you spoil a girl's birthday? I know what she was going to do, said Anansi. What do you mean, said Aisha's mother. You know. And then she remembered. She remembered that Aisha hadn't invited Anansi to the party. I didn't like that, said Anansi. It's not fair. Ah, I understand now, said Aisha's mother. Okay, let's do this. You release my girls, and then I'll make sure Aisha invites you to the party. What do you say? Please, said Aisha's mother. Please. Guests will be coming soon. You don't want them to go hungry. You wouldn't want to go hungry, would you, Anansi? All right, said Anansi. And he banged the drum. And all 3 girls unfroze. They rubbed their eyes and then they rubbed their aching legs and backs from all the dancing. And then Aisha's mother said, Aisha, come here. Do you know what happened? And she said, no, I went to catch water and then I couldn't stop dancing. Yes, but do you know why? She said. No, she said. Anansi, come here. Anansi came sulking towards Aisha. Tell Aisha what you told me. You didn't invite me to your party, said Anansi, and I didn't like that. Well, I would invite you, said Aisha, but you always eat all the food. Why don't we make a deal, said Aisha's mother. Anansi, you can come to the party if you promise not to eat all the food and if you pay for what you did today by playing the drums so that people can dance. That sounds like a good deal, said Anansi. And so Anansi shook hands with Aisha and he shook hands with Aisha's mum and he shook hands with Aisha's 2 sisters. And then he went to the house with them, carrying the water, and he helped them to cook. And you know what? He didn't even try to sneak any of the food, which is very unlike Anansi. So he must have learnt something. All the guests came, the animal guests and the human guests. They ate the delicious food, they drank the delicious drinks, and of course, they danced. And which song did they dance to? Of course. Pigeon do me so, Congo ayere Congo, pigeon do me so, Congo ayere Congo, pigeon do me so, Congo ayere Congo, pigeon do me so, Congo ayere Congo. 4 shilling day, 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 4 shilling day. I get one walk from one abani, oh, ile. I get one walk from one abani, oh, ile. I get one walk from one abani, oh, ile. I get one walk from one abani, oh, ile. They danced and they danced and they danced. It was a wonderful party. Anansi was happy, Aisha was happy, Aisha's family was happy, the guests were happy. And I hope that you are happy with this story. And I just want to tell you a little bit about the song. I heard that song a long time ago, when I was a lot younger than I am now, from a fine storyteller and musician called Follow Graf. So if you like that story, he's the one that you should say thank you to. Thank you for listening. Sleep well. Bye.